Greetings, greetings. Happy spring. Happy spring, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, grand rising. I'm not sure what part of the world you are. I'm in the East Coast, and many of you are not accustomed to be seeing me on at this time of the morning. But I am stepping into a new time slot. So you will be seeing me more than likely 9 a.m. right here on StreamYard, LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube, and also at 7 p.m. at night. So welcome, 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 everyone. I am Dr. Daphne Clarke-Hudson. I am your why and soul purpose coach, consultant, mentor, facilitator, and also a spiritual healer and an intuitive business coach. Those of you who are also part of my TikTok community, our regular days over and there will be on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern. 7 p.m. Eastern. So I'm super excited about the new time slot, and I am looking to see many of you join me there, because you are part of the Daphne's movement family. All right, so this morning, for this, and I welcome those of you who are here live, and for those of you who will be accessing the content via the replay, thank you, thank you, thank you. I greatly, greatly appreciate you as well. The conversation this morning is in the form of a question or a statement, if you may. And the statement goes like this: you are blessed. Are you willing to be a blessing? You are blessed. Are you willing to be a blessing? The Spirit had this statement tugging at me, and I know whenever this Spirit tug at me this way, it is something that I need to address and to speak about. And I am not exempt from this conversation or from any conversation that I have or hold. I am part of the conversations as much as you, my family, are part of. So I'm not only speaking to you, I'm speaking to myself as well. You know, they say be careful when we point the finger, because we always point that finger and there's one that is pointing back at us and say, what about us? What about us? Now, there are many ways to be a blessing. And each of us, we have our own way that we are of blessing. So let us not put blessing in a box. I want you to be open and be creative when you make that statement or ask that question. You are blessed. Are you willing to be a blessing? I've had conversation over my lifetime with many people who are not a blessing because they figure I can hardly make it. How am I going to be blessing somebody when I myself need a blessing and I don't see the blessing coming from any place? What I normally say to them is, that's when we need to bless somebody. Because as we bless someone, our blessing will come back to us. So stop looking at what you have. Don't stop looking at the tangibles. You must be creative in your thought process. You must look beyond what's in your hand, what's on your table, what's in your bank account. You got to expand your focus universally. What's available to you? For some, it is simply a phone call of encouragement or a knock on the door of your neighbor, or maybe the person that's living next door to you. You probably don't even know them, but you knock on there and say, I just want to say hi to you. That could be their biggest blessing at that moment in time. We never know what folks are going through. And do not get it twisted and do not take it for granted that because you see someone who is smiling every day, that they are happy and at peace. There are a lot of smiles that are masking a multitude of pain. Over my career, I've met women who they keep smiling every day. But when you get into a confidential conversation with them, you realize that they are in such toxic situations. And yet they get up every day, they go to work, they smile. Some of them even go to church and they smile. So, do whatever you can, no matter how small. Do your best to be a blessing. Blessing for you might be just a hot meal for somebody. Might be a cup of tea, a cup of coffee. Blessing for you might be going through the drive-through window at any of the fast foods. And you'll say to the person, I want to pay for the person who is coming up next behind me. I put X amount of dollars. I don't know what their tab will be, but that's what I'm putting forth for them. That would be a blessing. A smile. A smile could be the biggest blessing in somebody's life. So, please, as you ask yourself the question today, I am blessed. Am I willing to be a blessing? I want you to be extremely creative with the list of things you come up with. And you're going to be shocked yourself. Share that list with somebody so that they can begin to stimulate their thought process of how they can be a blessing to somebody else. Now, I want us to fast forward to folks who are entrepreneurs or business owners, whether large or small. Let's focus our attention on those people. I am sure you might encounter some of those people in your everyday walk of life. And I ask this question all the time. There are folks who, and you see them on social media a lot, and they are given large sums of money or other things. However, the first thing they are looking to do is to get a video of what they are doing. And forgive me, God, if I am being judgmental. I oftentimes ask the question, are you doing this for a photo op? Or are you doing it to honestly bless that individual? I know that we live in a society and people who are in need oftentimes do not want to be publicized. Even going to the food pantry to get a meal, people get humiliated for that. So please, as you and I go out to bless others, let us be sensitive to their humanity. Let us put ourselves in those situations. If that were me, would I want my photo taken? Would I need a videotape done to be publicized over the internet? Let's be sensitive to humanity. Let's be sensitive to humanity. A blessing is a blessing, and a blessing should not be attached to your tax write-off. Or your blessing should not be attached to your status on social media. Let's be sensitive to humanity. We are living in a challenging time, and everybody needs help. Everybody needs help. Some people are more open about it, and some, they suffer in darkness. What? Because for some, they were the ones helping others, and now they find themselves in the situation where they need assistance. And for those reasons, They are embarrassed to go out and ask for help. Encourage others. Everyone at some time or another needs help. I tell you, at one stage of my life, I had issue accepting help. And those of you who are part of my community, you heard me mention it before, that somebody stopped me hot in my tracks one day and she said to me, "Will you stop blocking my blessing?" And I asked, "What do you mean?" And she told me, "To every time I offer you something, you always say no. When you say no to me," she says, "you are blocking my blessing. Please stop blocking my blessing," she says. I thought about her statement and I came to realize she was correct, because when she blesses me, the universe is allowing her to withdraw from her universal bank account. So when I prevent her from depositing me, I am indeed blocking her blessing. And I drove home that day and I thought about what she had said to me. And I said, "Daphne, she loved you enough to correct your mistake. She loves you enough to correct your mistake. So instead of keep blocking people's blessing out of pride and ego, now you can bless others and help their transformation." And what a valuable lesson I learned. And now I am so grateful that I am no longer suffering with that stigma of not accepting. I am willingly accepting, because what I have learned, and now more than ever before, I am learning so much about receiving. I want to share something with you. And some of you probably say, "Oh, coincidence." I don't believe in coincidence. I know that everything in our lives is divinely orchestrated. I want to share an experience with you that happened not too long ago in my personal life. I met a person. I went to do my nails. I met the person. And the second time I went, that person placed in front of me a $20 bill. And she said to me, "I want to sow this in your ministry." And the old me nearly rise up to say, "You don't have to know that, you don't have to do that, you don't know me." But the Spirit quickly closed the lid to that. And I said, "Oh, thank you. Thank you so very much," I said to her. Thank you so very much. I did give her my business card the first time I met her. I said, if you know anybody looking for spiritual work or for coaching, share my number with them. And she did say to me, you are more than a coach. She said, you do spiritual work. And I smiled and I said, yes, I do. Little did I know what was going to transpire from this conversation. And listen, it's not finished. I went back today's Monday, is it Friday or Saturday? But it's late last week. I went back to the same shop. This time I went to get my pedicure done. I did not even realize that lady was working. I got somebody all new to do my pedicure. They assigned me the person to do my pedicure. I did my pedicure, and at the price of gas, I was thinking, which pedicure should I do? And I'm juggling, and the Spirit said, listen, your feet are swollen, everything, your feet need to be massaged. You need to get the one that includes the massage for your feet. You need to treat your feet right. Are you hearing me? And because I'm in school, I became very obedient. And I said, okay, I'm going to get the one which includes the massage. I know you join and you're thinking, I think we're talking about blessing and be a blessing. Yes, that's what we're talking about. But I want you to listen to this story. The lady did a phenomenal job. I've been doing pedicures for years. I've gone to spas. I've gone to everything. I have never, ever had a pedicure like this. My feet felt like they entered the pearly gates. My feet was walking in elegance. They were surely the feet of a queen entering the kingdom. I'm telling you, she did a good job. Normally, I would not take light colors. I end up putting these same colors on my toe because she buffed all the darkness and my nails were back to normal coloration. Okay? So, because I had the regular color gel on my nails, I stayed extra time, and then the owner came and said, can I cash you out while you dry? I said yes. I handed him my cash app card and he said, are you going to put a tip on the card? I said yes. He said, how much? I said $10. Honestly, it was a slip of my mouth because my intention was to tip her $5 because the rest of the money was supposed to go get my gas and my water and everything else. Okay? And he came back and he put the tip on the card. I didn't say change it to $5 because, I just didn't. I don't know why. I figure for the job she did, the Spirit wanted to bless her. Hear me out. I exit that shop got to my car, opened my car door, and somebody said, hold on, wait a minute. When I look, it was that same lady who works there who had tied the $20 into my business. She came and she handed me $10 and said, this is for my business. So what happened? The spirit tipped the lady $10. And at the same token, in less than an hour, the universe replaced that $10 into my business. So I'm sharing this because guess what? When we bless people, I don't think we have to focus so much or at all on the photo ops and saying how much we're giving them and all of that. That is not important because you know what? The universe will compensate us. The universe will rewards us. So we are blessed in so many ways, and we are supposed to be a blessing for others. We are blessed so we can be a blessing to others. I remember back in 2013 when I started my breakfast feeding program at my former elementary school in Jamaica, West Indies, at Carmel School in Westmoreland. For the first 2 weeks of that program, I went down and I cooked the breakfast alongside the parents at that school. Since then, one of the former students who was a chef, who was out of work, he gets a stipend to run the kitchen. And one organization that I have been a part of, although I was not even at the conference when they went to Jamaica, because I sat on the beach 2 years before that, I sat on the beach in DR and explained to another colleague from Hawaii about what I was planning to do in Jamaica. And she was very excited about it. Even during my absence, that gathering raised $3,000. $3,000 as a donation to help the breakfast feeding program at Carmel Primary School in Jamaica. I'm still so honored and I'm still so grateful. Not only did they donate the money, but a few of them drove from Montego Bay to Carmel in Westmoreland, and they painted the school. They put a mural and they planted fruit trees. They were entrepreneurs from all over the world: India, Pakistan, Australia, and various different places. They went and they was indeed a blessing to those children. I'm just sharing those because those are my personal experience, and those of you who are part of the Daphne's movement, I know you have your own amazing stories that you can share as well. You are blessed to be a blessing. You are blessed to be a blessing. No more than ever before. We see what's going on in the world around us. We are watching the devastation happening in other countries. We are seeing children being sent off on their own without guardians. And we need to look in the mirror and say to ourselves, we are so blessed. We are so blessed. And if the least we can do is to pray for them, let's do that. Do not look only on the tangible, because we have much more than many people around the world. So as I close out this conversation, I look forward to receiving your comments in the remarks section. And for those of you who might be interested in being part of my nonprofit in Jamaica, reach out to me and let me know what you're interested in doing. Because if it is even $5 or $2, that could help to pay for a hot meal for the children. Look around your own community. Look in your local areas. What is there that needs your attention? Every little bit helps. Every little bit helps. Let us understand about the importance that we can offer in our community. Each and every one of us, we are so valuable to our community and our areas. You don't have to be a politician. You don't have to be a big-time leader. You just have to be willing. So now that you realize how blessed you are, take a deep breath. Stand tall. Hold your shoulders up and say, I am ready to be a blessing. This is Dr. Daphne Clarke-Hudson, your spiritual healer, your why and soul purpose coach, consultant, and mentor. And I look forward to seeing you again when we will be having more invigorating, stimulating, and transformative conversation. Stay well, and I will see you on the next broadcast. Love you, family. Bye.